I remember the first time seeing people being killed by weapons and bombs. It never occurred to me that that is such a way to die until I actually saw it. Looking back on the last 3 years, there were a lot of situations that I would never put myself in anymore. Continuously going to a front line for that image of a guy firing his gun. That's not the part of conflict that I want to tell. I'm looking for different things. In that photograph with the boy sitting in the chair, the graffiti in the back says, "0 hour has come." The person in the body bag in front of him was his father. It was a bomb attack that happened on their home. His father was gone, and I think he didn't quite understand that. It was just so fresh and so raw. But that look on his face, you know, he wasn't even crying. And that's hard to witness. I was 24 at the time when I crossed the border into Libya, and I went to the courthouse where a lot of the kind of anti-government sentiment was being poured out, and there was this sea of people. It was just this euphoric feeling of people screaming and just in complete joy. I've never witnessed anything like that in my life, and I don't think I will. I wish that those photos would make it through more. Those moments where people have something to celebrate despite the hardship. That's what's so gratifying about all this, is you find a little family amongst each other in these places. Chris Hondros was a really close friend. I looked up to him a lot, you know. On April 19th, we all went to Misrata. It was really quiet that day. The next day, when I got back to the house that we were all staying in, nobody was around, and it was really kind of strange. I knew at that moment something had happened. When I walked into the ICU, I couldn't recognize him. I sat next to him and just held his hand for, a while, and kind of wondering if he was gonna wake up. Chris passed shortly after that. That's where war became personal for me. I've been thinking a lot about it. What kind of stories do I want to do, and why do I need to be there? It's a journey to look for something beyond what we could see in pictures. Jim and I started coordinating going into Syria together in early 2012. Neither of us wanted to be solo inside. It was a very dangerous situation. We knew each other, we trusted each other, and we knew that we could work together. That night we got in, I remember we were both terrified of getting caught. So, we had crossed illegally, and I remember recording this video on my phone. So we're driving without headlights in Syria. We just crossed over from Turkey. How are you feeling?
I was scared. There was a border guard that was calling us over, and I thought, there goes our cameras.
The last time I saw Jim was a week before he was kidnapped. When I heard from his family that he was indeed being held by the Islamic State, I was really afraid. It's burned into my memory that he was out there in an orange jumpsuit, being forced to say something that I knew he didn't believe. I was imagining the scenario, like he would come out through Turkey, I would be there on the border, I would see him, and I would give him a hug and just tell him it's gonna be okay. But I never got that chance to. Yeah, I miss him a lot. He was just such an amazing human being and a real gentleman. After that whole incident, I did blame my camera. I was angry for a while, and I was really kind of unable to process what had happened. You try to not feel guilty about it, but you can't help but feel like maybe, what if? A lot of people ask me, why do you do this? It's so dangerous and you risk your life for what? It's the sense of responsibility that I have, especially now when journalists are targeted on purpose. That anger drives me. I have this privilege to see humanity at its best and its worst, and everything in between. But I don't think that doing this is ever worth your life. My name is Nicole Tung, and this is Conflict.